Hey guys, guess what? My microphone didn't record. Again. And this time, it was actually my fault. I was playing with some settings and I disabled the microphone and, well, I forgot to turn it back on. So this is the result. You get to hear me voice over this like a Richard Attenborough documentary. It's okay. I kind of like doing it. So here you just see me doing the usual stuff. I'm messing around with the level up system. Doing some inventory crafting stuff. Oh, I'm gonna make 2 robotic sledges. How nice. It's actually been so long since I recorded this video, I literally don't remember what all I was doing, so this is a pleasant surprise. Almost like I'm watching it blind. Anyways, what I was talking about earlier, the plan is to max out advanced engineering so I can make a crucible, so I can make forged steel. That may have been a previous goal, but that was definitely the intention for this video. Oh, that's right. I actually figured out that you can make battery banks. And I don't need the solar panels, because remember, I bought some stuff earlier. I bought some electric fences and some cool traps. And I was like, oh, I don't have electricity, but then I realized I can just craft the battery banks. So that is something that I do try to do in this video as well. And I do finally, eventually, come out of the house and go and do things. I spent a lot of time in there crafting today. It's almost 9. I'm gonna go to the trader and sell my junk. After browsing his wares for like the 3rd time, I decided to do some missions.
I've got a job for you.
Oh boy. We're gonna go to the sawmill. The drive to the sawmill is relatively quick. I'm just a few minutes away from it. So the last time I was here, I couldn't figure out what the set path was to get into this place, but I took apart the car and then it kind of dawned on me that this was how I was supposed to get in the first time around. So this is what it looks like to actually go into the sawmill normally, instead of just chewing through the wall like I did. Using my perceptive abilities, I noticed that there was some mines on the floor, and I avoided them. Not unsurprisingly, I found a bear, and I must have activated some kind of trigger because I had to deal with a lot of zombies here at this part. Thinking quickly, I knew that I could run and get on top of something, because when in doubt, run and hide. You know, now that I think about it, I can't help but wonder if this method of climbing on top of things was not inspired in part by Tremors. You know, you stay off the ground unless you want the monsters to eat you. Works relatively well in a zombie survival situation. I waited on top of that car for a few minutes and I noticed that the bear wasn't coming, which was my main goal. I wanted to get on top of the building so I would have an unfair advantage. And that finally done it. Hey, it's not cheating if the game allows you to do it. Now, one of the main goals of this mission that I took was to find the White River supplies. So I'm just kind of walking around looking for them. I actually get distracted and I'm like excited to look and see what all's in the boxes. You know, I do love loot. This was about the time I realized that I'm actually supposed to be looking for the treasure. Not really the treasure, the hidden supplies. It's a cache. It's all the same to me. I thought it was like behind the house, but it wasn't. Huzzah, I found the cache. And now the other half of this mission, I do have to clear the areas, so I just finish up going through the building, looting along the way, and I even hit up the loot room there towards the end. This was a very interesting part. I'm just like looking out over the horizon and I realized that there are solar panels here at the lumber mill. So I just climb over top of everything and go to these. They're pretty useless if you find them out in the world, but you can take them apart and get like some forged iron from them, which is handy. You can't go wrong with forged iron. This was just really neat because this was not something that I had ever noticed before, and I wanted to make sure to point it out. Ah, my arch nemesis. Take that. And that. Once I cleared out all the zombies, then all I had to do was return to the trader. Pretty anticlimactic. I lied. I actually got distracted by the airdrop, and I'm like, I'm gonna go see if I can get this. Well, the story doesn't end very well. It turns out it's like on the other side of a bunch of these mountains, and I'd have to like climb the mountains, and I couldn't be bothered to do that. Yeah, that ended up being a glorious waste of time. But we made it back to the trader,
Don't let this go to your head.
and he didn't really give me any great rewards. I think I ended up selling him the iron knuckles that I just got. And then here I take a special mission, which is to open trade routes. The motorcycle makes these long haul missions where you gotta drive long distances. It makes them so much easier. Here's a funny story. I was just driving along this road and I found a pig. The pig was not dead. I quickly established dominance and took his flesh for my own. Driving along, I eventually found myself into the burned area. I traversed the landscape with much grace and ease. Once I made it through the burned area, I found myself in the desert biome. It's so much easier to drive through areas when you have actual roads. Now, I normally don't find myself in this general location, and I was actually on the wrong side of the river because the trader's on the other side. Begrudgingly, I had to get off my motorcycle and put it in my pants. Whee! Oh, look! Another vulture. Finally. It's scary when you're not on a vehicle. Everything wants to attack you. And here we are. Finally made it to this other trader. It took me most of the day to do this part.
Hello, stranger.
This is Trader Bob. Trader Bob is very friendly. I had a quick look around just to see what sort of things Bob had, and he had some electric fence posts, which I snagged because I'm wanting to build some traps. And then it was time to go back home. I had a very long drive ahead of me. I made it back with just a few minutes to spare, so I was getting ready. I was gathering up all my supplies, my guns, my robotic sledges, because those did get crafted. I made a few very, very last-minute modifications to my base. Essentially what I did, I just tore down the top layer, the bars, and then I put like a slab next to it, and I set the robotic sledge on top of it so it would have more of a direct-to-hit shot at the zombies. Because when you set it directly on the ground, it tries to just hit the walls, which can cause problems and extra unnecessary damage. Here's Exhibit A. And with that last final robotic sledge, it's about to begin. You guys know the drill. I don't like to talk during this next part. I just kind of show you the Horde night, so please enjoy. all recognize that sound. That is the unmistakable sound of vultures. My arch nemesis. I'm sort of frantically searching for this vulture, and I find him. He's actually stuck right there underneath the lip of the roof, which was just hilarious. I did forget to mention, I did build the battery bank. It is sitting on my roof. I do not believe it has all the batteries in it, currently. I also just realized I hit a really big milestone. I just hit level 50. Oh, the sweet, sweet sound of silence. It sounds like there's just like 1 or 2 zombies left, and I'm excitedly rushing out to kill them so that the Horde night can finally be over. Which is very ironic because I enjoy this game and killing zombies. It's really not a chore, it's just fun. Ah, no more scary music. Time to reap my rewards and collect all this beautiful loot. The remainder of the night I spent repairing my base and setting up some really cool traps. I've got something really fun set up. I'm excited to try this out. And yes, it does have electricity. I also found this weird hole under my house. The zombies didn't dig it. I think it's just the way that the prefabs spawn into existence. And there it is, more or less, all powered up, turned on. Those blue ones you see are electric fence. This is going to be really fun to try out. So remember, if you want to see this, please check out my next 7 Days to Die Every Night is Horde Night video. I apologize that I had to do this one in the way that I did. It's a sad reality. It happens sometimes, and all you can do is adapt and improve. So go ahead and like the video if you like it. Subscribe if you're new. I post stuff all the time. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.